Hello everyone and welcome to our first ever tutorial. First of all, today I will be showing you how to set a semi-realistic skin on Procreate Pocket. As you see, I have already added the base color on our sketch and have placed here all the basic colors we will use. But let's start with a new clipping mask and we activate it. Then we come here. This is our first base color. Then we just select our color to start the shading. I'm using a hard blend brush by Procreate. And let's start. We size our brush on 3% and do that. Yeah, we do that. Then we choose an even lighter color and do the same, but this time we size the brush on 2%. Pretty easy. Then we'll come to modify, tap this magic wand over here and tap blur. I always choose the first option because it blurs actually much better for me. And we blur. Look at how realistic the skin color looks. Then I personally merge down, but you can leave it like this. I think I will leave it like this. Adding a new layer, we once again activate the clipping mask. And we come over here using the darker color we have chosen. We circle the eye slowly so we can shade it later. And we do the same to the other eye as well. Then, since I'm an artist that turns off the sketch, we turn off the sketch, lower the opacity of the layer, and once again, blur until we're satisfied. I think that's good. We are done ready with the eyes, aren't we? Yeah. Then, move it down to do the same with the lips. It does not matter that you have not erased this part because we will be later drawing the lips on here. Yeah. So let's start with the brush on size 1% and redraw the sketch of the eye, of the lips. I'm sorry. Looks pretty awful, doesn't it? I know, don't worry. Once again, turning off the sketch, lowering the opacity of the layer, and blurring. Much better when it will look actually much better when the lips come here. Next is the nose. It's my favorite part. I turn down the opacity of the sketch layer and turn it on again so it looks like this. Then we do that following the sketch, not like this. I even make mistakes, I know. You don't actually have to follow every step of the sketch, just the basic part, like this. I don't like this. And no. I also let you know that I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my art because I remove the sketch so people don't actually have this, I don't know, talent to see exactly what I am drawing without having the sketch if I don't have it perfectly shaded. So then I do that and come over here choosing this color. Once again, I come here and see. I like it? Yes, I do like it. So I add it like this in the middle, making sure no darker line is drawn from this lighter color over here. Now our nose looks like this. Awful, isn't it? I know. Then we come over here, choosing an even lighter color just to add this. These are the lighter parts of the nose, so it actually wants to be that light. And again, we choose an even darker color, the one we used at the beginning, to do that. We can even do that. I usually don't, so I will just skip this part. Turning off the sketch, we are blurring again, trying to see how it will turn out. It turns out like this. Awful, isn't it? I know, don't worry. I come over here again, using even more blurring. Looks like this. Then I turn down the opacity. Looks like this. It looks good to me. But if you want more light, then we'll add a new layer, clipping mask on, which is white. I mostly choose white. And do that. Once again blurring. Looks even lighter. If you want, you can also add some shadow on it by turning on the sketch, going to the darker color again. I usually do that as well. I do this. Not for any specific reason, I just like it when it has shadow. It looks more realistic to me, so I usually do it. And once again, we do a small sketch. We turn off our actual sketch again, turning down the opacity a little bit, maybe even transforming it into being a little bit bigger so we can blur it and the nose won't be covered. It looks like this. It still looks awful, doesn't it? We turn down the opacity even more. You actually see that's a nose, right? Even smag it a little bit if you don't find it satisfying. I usually smack it. And our nose looks like this. I actually like it, so I usually keep it like this. Next, we have our neck. The neck is a very hard part. We need to have our sketch on most of the times because this sketch has no clothes at all, you see? Which means that we have no line to know where our neck starts. So we come here, choose darker color, even if I already had it on. I always do it to make sure it's the right color. And come over here. We start by sizing down the brush at 1%. And from here, at the edge, come into a almost full circle. Always finish at the edges, because up here our neck does not have so much shadow, but as our head, our chain goes on, it adds more shadow. And following the sketch, we start drawing the face shape. Or chin, actually. Don't worry if the sketch is not perfect. We will be fixing it later. You do not have to worry. So our face looks like this, which is awful. So we'll lower the opacity and once again blur. As you see, I use a lot of blurring. I don't know why, I just like it. And it turns out pretty good for me. So that's it, you see? We can see our neck here. Next one is up here. I usually do one more step that you can also pass at this moment. You can also skip, actually. Using the darker color, I do, wait, clay my mask, I forgot it. You see? you always have to remember. I circle the whole body with a darker color, so it will look like it has depth and perspective. You will see at the end here, I've circled it, you see? Now I turn down the opacity a little bit and blur it. Doesn't it look better? I know. Now, new layer, clipping mask on this time. I come over here sometimes and do the hands, the lines. I'm not always satisfied with how it turns out and actually end up deleting it later, but we always try. I turn down the opacity a little bit and once again blur. This time I'm not satisfied, I think it's way too high, so we'll just delete this part. I'm sorry about that. I'm a little bit sick, but that doesn't matter. So, that's our scan. I find it personally very easy and I hope that tutorial helped you. Please let me know in the comment section. I will be happy to see your comments. See you in the next tutorial.